intro, baby. You are sleepy. Are you really? You such a silly girl. Yeah, sure. We go to the intro? Okay. Good couple minutes, all right? If you want to go to Vegas,
This is great, guys. How you doing?
how's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. My name is Cliff. I am Kilo 5 Delta America, and we have our co-host here, Sharon.
K7STJ.
I get to
I had
think
to
about
think
that
about
one.
it. I'm sleepy today.
And welcome to the show. We got a good show tonight. We got some incredible. Yeah, that's the Aaron. That's the
There's
that's the guy who runs everything.
VAE. Nice to meet you all.
He claims Brownsville is his home.
No.
By way of Canada.
Laredo, not
Laredo.
Brownsville.
Oh, excuse me, Laredo. Even worse.
yes. Nah,
No,
was
listen,
it?
I
No.
love the
it was
border towns. I love them.
not-
I
It
love
wasn't
them a
that
lot.
bad. It was pretty good.
I mean,
A lot
really.
of good people there, actually.
Yeah.
And the food was amazing. So what's on the show today?
Well, we've got a pretty good show tonight. We've got some of our old club members here locally that are some pretty incredible people. They're famous, if you will. Our first guest is probably guys the largest antenna farm in the state of Nevada,
No way.
by far and away. And he's been a hammer operator almost his entire life, like myself. And his call sign is N7RSL, and his name is Robert. And it's the sun's just now setting here in Las Vegas at this moment, so we want to get him on live and before the sun before we lose
Sure, let's
the light.
bring him on.
So
Let's bring him on.
where's
There
there
he
he
is,
is.
there he is.
There he is. There he is.
Hey, Robert.
gang.
Hey, guy.
And listen, if you ever hear this guy in the air, you're gonna definitely hear this guy in the air. He does not have a weak signal or anything like that. Trust me. How you doing, Robert?
Very good, thank you. It's beautiful out here right now.
Aw.
Hey, well, thank you for taking your time to come on the show and allowing us to to invade your home and your antenna farm and your station, and so we can be enlightened. I know you're before I even knew you, there was this guy on the mountain, because he lives on Mount Charleston, guys. Just so you know that he lives on the way up, about not quite halfway, but around
foothills.
4,000 feet.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on the mountain that's got all these antennas. I mean, there's a guy on the mountain with all the antennas.
I kept
And
hearing
then
that.
and then we met you. And then and how do we meet him? We were selling a tower.
That's right.
Yeah, we were selling our first donation to generate money for the widow, and the guy from the mountain with all the towers wanted another tower. So we got lucky and got him on the. We hooked him in. We put some bait out there and we got him in. Now he's a member of our club, so we're pretty fortunate about that. And
Definitely.
what Robert's going to do is just give us a little tour of what he's got going on. He's got a lot going on, y'all, and this is going to be really impressive. And he doesn't really have any neighbors to say. I mean, you'll see it in the video. But Robert, as we go through, I'll just ask a few questions, and if I see something that, feel free to just take us. Where do you want to get started at, sir?
We're going to start at Tower 1.
Might as well start at one.
Logical.
Tower one. How many towers do you have, first of all?
There's 7.
Wow.
Currently,
That's crazy.
Currently, yeah, currently.
I know he's in the market for another tower because we talked about it the other day. So more antennas got to go up.
He's planting them well.
And listen, he builds his own monobanders, y'all. I mean, yeah, not only does he build towers, he builds antennas too. So he's a pretty incredible guy. So, and so Tower 1, go ahead.
All right, this one here is Tower 1.
Okay.
I have the full-size 20 meter up there, 3-element, and full-size 15 meter underneath it. And I also have a UHF antenna that's on a little rotor up there. I don't know how much gain I get out of it because there's so much coax of a run. It's about 100 feet. So,
Wow.
but that's Tower 1. This is the first tower I ever put up.
Okay.
And
Wow.
this is the one that I had shipped to the MGM Grand when I worked there, right to the loading dock, and then loaded it in my truck and brought it home. So this is my first tower. That's why it's
Wow.
Tower 1.
Right, for sure, man. That's still a pretty beefy tower too, man.
It is. This one laying on the ground right here. This is Tower 2.
Oh.
Okay.
It's laying on the ground because when I had it up, it was held up by guy wires only. And I was afraid that if I got a direct lightning strike to the tower, that the wires would snap and it would crash either into my house right there
Lovely.
Or another
or
tower.
that big propane tank right here.
Oh wow.
Both things
So,
will go boom.
Yeah. Things that go boom in the night.
Oh my God.
And we have booms for that too.
So you're about halfway up the mountain. So your wind up there is like uncommonly. You have uncommon. Tell us about your wind scenario up there on the mountain.
I'll tell you what. I have a constant 8 mile an hour up here, which is good if you're going to do wind generation. I've had peaks of 120 miles an hour. That's what my weather station read.
Wow.
Oh my God.
When I had that wind, it actually bent a light duty tower that I have, which is tower number 4, and that's the one you welded for me,
All right.
Cliff.
That's a Category 2 hurricane. You know that,
I
right?
mean, I hope
Yeah.
my well holds up to the next 120 mile an hour, blow.
And so what that wind did is that prompted me to, every vertical I have on those towers right over there is to keep them from bending, because I lost a couple of verticals in the wind. It just flopped them right over. So
Oh, wow.
I just had a tractor come out and dig this nice little hole.
And
Is that a cemetery
tower
plot?
I'm going to say, what body is going in that?
I've heard those stories
It is Vegas.
about deserts, being buried in the desert.
Oh.
No, all my dead dogs are out there in the dog graveyard.
Oh wow, wow.
Okay.
Right. So that's Tower 2.
Okay,
Tower
so
3 is that light duty one that Cliff
Okay.
just welded up for me.
Gotcha.
That's not complete. I have 900 meg vertical, 220 vertical, and a 10 meter ground plane on top of this one right here. See it up there, Cliff?
oh yes, I sure do. Yeah, it's got guy wires on it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have the last section, which is over there by my shed. I got to put it on the top. Then I can reload the tower again.
Got it.
Tower 3 has a little bit of history. This is a continuation of the one that's laying on the ground over there. This one here, you can see it's the same size.
Oh yeah.
That has my 6 meter vertical, and I've got several dual band of those tram antennas on this one, and then I have other various frequencies, 440 Omni, and there's a scanner antennas up there, a few other things.
Cool.
So that's Tower 3. Tower 4, this is the littlest tower, but this one I've been carrying around
How
since
little is little?
1978.
Oh, wow.
Is that right?
How little is little?
It's about 20 feet. It's just two sections. There's two sections of the top of a tower.
Got it. Yeah.
It's like a Radio Shack special.
Yeah.
Radio Shack was a good company back in those days.
I do miss Radio Shack.
Me too.
They're
I
in
do
Hobby
too. I
Town?
really do.
When they went all cell phone, I lost interest in them, man. But you still get connectors from them.
Yeah. This is the rotor cliff that I have to change because the wind actually changed the direction of my my little beams up there.
Really?
So, yeah.
So that's so the wind's that strong. That's amazing.
So what's the tallest tower you have?
That's the one with a 40 on it. Hold on a second here.
And how tall is that?
That's 70 feet.
Oh wow.
That's a good size.
Yeah, that was a tower that that's the crank up tower, right? That you have in a fixed position now, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, as long as it's fixed. I mean, you climb it, you guide off and climb it, right? I've always climbed my towers. This tower I have now is the first crank up I've ever had, besides the one.
So Cliff, who has the tallest tower in our club?
Well, thus far I think it's going to be him because
What
mine's
about Michael?
mine's 60 feet.
How
No,
tall is
Michael's is
WN9ANF.
67 feet.
How what?
67.
Oh, so okay. I
Yep.
guess you got beat out, Michael. He can't hear us right now.
Well, Michael has one of those chromoly 22-foot masts coming out the top of his 47-foot tower. So he got an extra 20 feet out of the deal. So,
So what's up there? Can you describe what's up there?
Clouds.
Oh.
yeah, that's a new antenna that you built, right? The
Yeah, this is brand new. It's a week old now, and above it is a 17 meter I built prior to building this 40 meter.
so that's a full-size 40-meter
The dipole.
boom. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
two
antenna.
element. Yeah,
So it's a full-size 2-element.
yeah. It has this over here is the driven, and that's the director.
Got it. It shortens the boom. Yep. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, exactly, Cliff. I went that way so that the element would be shorter, not longer.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Exactly. That and your boom shorter too as well. Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this one, Cliff, you'll recognize this one.
I do remember that one. That's the one you came in. That's how we met you.
That's right.
You know that.
Oh, is that the tower with that would have
It is.
my antenna on it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, it
Oh.
was.
Now that tower possesses a couple of interesting antennas as well. That's tell us about the one on top.
Okay, the one on top is it's a Cushcraft 5-element 6-meter antenna. There were 2 of them on this tower when we took the tower down,
Right,
so
there
I
were.
got to keep those.
They were phased.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
So-
that.
Yeah, but I run them in a vertical and a horizontal, and I didn't want to run that much pipe to put both on there. Put them
Got
on
it.
the same boom.
Got it.
So can you hit any with the vertical? Can you hit any 6-meter repeaters?
When the conditions are in, yes. I've talked to the Poconos and where was the other one? One in Kentucky, I think, but that was rare because the conditions haven't been that good on 10.
They haven't been, but they will be.
I
But
heard
that's a
18 was
12.
open
That's
today,
a 12 underneath it.
or 17 meters.
Wow.
So, the question for you: you have a horizontally and a vertically polarized, laced, if you will, interlaced 5-element 6-meter. The 2 antennas that are laced, one horizontally polarized, one vertically polarized, right?
Yeah, they go. Both coaxes come down to this box,
Okay.
Oh wow.
and that's a coaxial relay.
Okay.
that
That's
I
where you
switch
change
from in the
polarization.
house.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for horizontal and vertical.
Have you actually done the comparison between vertical and horizontal around locally?
Oh yeah, I was talking to BK Andrew,
Yeah.
and I switched from vertical to horizontal, and he literally dropped like 8 dB.
Are you serious? So
Between the two. Vertical, he was 10 over, and on horizontal, it almost disappeared.
that's amazing. That's so it is very profound. They say 30 dB. I mean, 30 dB. I don't know if you're talking about S units or whatever, but 30 dB and 35 dB is supposed to be the difference between those polarizations on a ground wave signal. That's pretty
Yeah.
significant. That's very significant.
Look at that beautiful sky.
I know it.
Now, what are these antennas you have on the bottom left? Do they look like scanners or disco?
Oh yeah, they're all for my crystal scanners. I pick up from at this height at 4,000 feet. I can catch Arizona and Utah police departments.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
If they're on a repeater on a mountaintop, with those little antennas at this height, I can pick them up.
So what you're saying is, so what is your elevation there on your where you're located at the mountain now?
I'm at 4,000 feet.
Okay, 4,000 feet, and we're in Vegas, and we're down in the city, and we're still up on a little hill, so we're at 2250,
2205.
roughly.
2205. Sorry, it's 2205. Do you know what your elevation is here, Aaron?
2,400.
2400. Okay.
Which is weird because you're higher up than me, I think.
Well, probably not then.
The
But I think the stratosphere is at 2,000 even, right?
yeah, it's the North Las Vegas Airport's at 2205.
Got it. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
So we should be right in that area.
Okay.
So that 2,000 extra feet that he has, or 1,800 extra feet that he has, is very significant. We've noticed that in HF comparisons with our antennas. The guy at 4,000 feet, you can hear stuff we can't hear down the valley. This is the way it is. And same thing goes for VHF as well, line of sight stuff. And it's interesting that Robert has to bounce stuff off mountains to hit the city of Las Vegas. He can't see the city.
I would love to see his ham shack. Is there a way we can see his ham shack, you think?
Well, let me finish up on his antennas, and we'll take him in the house. So, and
Oh,
we're
He's
here.
in the house now.
Oh,
Look at
well,
that,
we're
look at
done.
that, Look at that.
Well, that was magic, wasn't it?
That was a setup.
That was
by the way.
amazing. Had to be.
I was reading your minds.
Look at that. I know somebody's house that looks just like this. His name is Kirk.
Kirk, yeah, he has more stuff than I do.
You think so?
I don't think he has as much stuff operating because everything you have works, right?
Yes.
Everything works in in operational condition, right? Listen, Kirk's got a lot of good stuff that works, but you have everything set up; it's ready to go.
Oh,
You
I
turn
like
it
that.
on; it's ready to go. That is an FT101 right there, y'all.
Look
The
at
Yaesu.
that.
That's the amplifier that came with it. The foam patch, the VFO that came with it. Is it foam patch or no? The VFO
No
that came
phone
with it.
patch.
So that's
Yeah.
if you bought the FT, because I owned one in 1976. 1977 is when I bought it in high school. My first store-bought rig was that rig right there, not the same one, but one just like it. I couldn't afford the VFO. I definitely couldn't afford the amplifier, but that FT101 double E was my baby, for a few years, and
Look at that.
and it's
Beautiful.
in pristine condition. Now, how long have you owned that?
Oh man, I've had this for about 40 years.
So that's the one
Wow.
you bought the same time I bought mine, basically, right?
Yeah.
You're showing your age, Robert.
Actually, I'm young. My dad bought this. Yeah,
Really?
my dad bought this. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's it. I was like 10.
I like that. That's good. That's good. comeback.
Look at that.
So that was beautiful, and
Now, all these are hooked up?
Yes,
Wow.
everything works.
so that's the FL2100.
Yes, that is the FL 2100. I
It
love
runs
that
about 600 watts.
Yep,
I like the
on
mic.
10 meters.
It's 811As, right?
Yes.
As the output tubes. So that's the whole line right there. I mean, that's something you dreamed to have when I was in high school. I mean, nobody had anything like that. I mean, I'm lucky I got what I got, and I worked a job after school to pay for that rig, and I was super proud of it. I remember when I got it. So
Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful.
show us the rest of your stuff, man. Got some
Wow.
good stuff here.
I'm a Kenwood guy, so everything is
Kenwood.
Kenwood.
I like
He's
Kenwood.
an audio guy.
I like the audio
file.
in it, and I get good reports. This is my 950
Okay.
right here.
Right.
That's what I
Look
talk
at
on
that.
at 80 meters in the morning.
Okay. So you have
And,
radios per band, right?
Yes.
He
Yeah.
wants to go to 17 meters. He's got a host station for 17, a host station for
Each-
10.
Yeah, each antenna tuner has 2 antennas on it. And I have an antenna tuner for every radio. Mainly it's a band switch. I mean, an antenna switch. But sometimes I get a peak and tune if I want to go way up in frequency or way down in the CW. So,
Those are all kilowatt plus antenna tuners as well, right?
Look
yeah. I tried to find, and every one of these was broken. Whether the knob didn't work or the antenna or the transmitter knobs were locked up.
Are you talking about
Broken
the tuner?
switch. Huh?
Are you talking about the tuner? The tuner,
Yeah, all
sir?
these tuners here.
All the
I'm just-
MFJs.
Oh.
Did you buy
So
them
I
that
got
way
them for about
intentionally?
100
Oh.
bucks.
So you bought them. They were a little bit broken down. You got them and you restored them, right?
Yes.
Okay, there you
Nice.
Wow. Now, is that a Kenwood 480 HX or SAT on the left?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the SAT.
Okay.
I
Great
love
radio.
that radio.
I love
have,
that radio
I have one
too.
in the Mobile too.
Right.
go.
And
Bring back
actually,
memories.
I had the 480.
actually, you guys know who my son is, N7JRX.
Yeah.
This is actually his radio. I stole it from him. So,
Dad, give it back.
yeah, he's going to claim it. He says
Bad
one of these
dad.
days.
You just should go up there and put a stealth antenna into his college dorm, and make him get on the air with you like once a week.
You know what he did, guys? He bought this thing on the internet, and it was 5 telescoping antennas with a BNC connector. So he pulls the little antennas out for the radials, and then he pulls the top section up for a VHF or UHF. So he actually has an antenna in his dorm,
Cool.
Wow.
and
Wow.
he found out that there's a radio club at UNR, so he joined it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe you get on the net with us one of these days.
Yeah.
Be kind of nice, huh? Be fun.
Gotta
Yeah.
get more people on the radio here. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else? Anything special you want to show us? Anything
No,
you've
that's
made?
it.
He says, I'm done now.
I won't.
You know-
I won't show you my gold stash. No, absolutely not.
Well, that's in the big hole out back.
So you consider yourself a DXer, right?
What's that?
You consider yourself a DXer, right?
Yeah.
You are definitely a DXer, yeah.
I'm not quite like you, Cliff, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to catch up to you.
Well, I mean, I'm this way by default.
Do you have any awards or anything that you've won that you have on the wall, or?
See, who was I talking to the other day?
So I think it was you talked to me about the stuff in QRZ, right?
Yeah, Grid Square Award in a worked all country, continents.
Okay.
That's about it.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
If you got a couple $100 laying around, you can get you can start buying those things, and
Oh.
because they're not cheap. They're about 20. The minimum I think is about $20. But I mean, if it's important, I mean, I have my DXCC obviously, but I haven't gotten an actual DXCC cert yet. But it's important for me to get one. I want to get one.
I'm just gonna buy an award and make it like so.
Yeah,
We'll
you can be
do the-
impressive that way, right?
I'm
can
going
do
to
that.
make mine.
We
There
could
you
do
go.
the Las Vegas DX Foundation DXCC award.
I think we need to have our own for Vegas, and we got to pick a day, and we can all go out there and make contacts.
I think we should give out a cert for if you've worked at least 10 of our members.
There you go.
I'll make an award. How's that? That'll be my specialty. It might be
There you go.
tie-dye.
And
Oh
well,
yeah, nice shirts by the way.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yet another
Thank
hobby.
you very much, Robert. That was that's incredible. And you know,
Yes.
it's obviously you've spent a lot of time and energy and effort. That's not your only hobby. I know. I've been out to your house, and you're a pretty good friend of mine. And that's not your only hobby. There's another hobby that you have that's even probably even is just as much time consuming. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I really don't know how you're able to fit both of the hobbies I'm talking about. Ham radio and what you've done is a small mountain to climb. No pun intended. That's you've got 7 almost you got 7 towers and all the work that you had to put those things together. You know, take them down, put them back up. Finally, you know, your finished product and then your station is so vast and like gigantic. Could you do me a favor? Can you show us the wiring in the back of your station real quick one more time? This is actually a thing of beauty. This gives the people an idea of what the wiring looks like behind an amateur radio station. Now, his is not a normal station. His is an ultra station, but you know that little shot you took earlier of us behind your radio station desk?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a cat.
Hi, Kitty.
Oh,
Hello.
Kitty, kitty.
What's the cat's name?
Kitty.
S'mores.
S'mores.
It's a little bit dark. I can't really see anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe too wrong time of day.
hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get some light in here.
See how he has his station back away from the wall about 3 feet, so
That's smart.
he can
though.
actually because he told me to do the same thing at our place and we didn't do it. Now I wish we had it.
Nope.
But anyway, he can
That
walk.
any better?
He can literally a little bit better. Yeah, not much, but a little bit better. That's okay. Don't worry. We get the understand. We understand. Don't worry about it. It's obviously very very clustered back there, but it's a lot neater than mine is, and I only have one
6
radio
wires.
station to deal with, or 2 radio stations to deal with. Mine and
Hi,
hers.
kitty.
And well, thank you very much. And he's Robert's a very active person in our club too. He's he's very very much participates in everything that we do. He's proactive with if people need help with antennas. You know, he's one of those guys that if he's available, he's coming. You know, and so we owe him a lot, and we try to reciprocate that to Robert. You know, he doesn't need a lot of our help. He's got sons that are of adult age, and he uses slave labor. And
Yeah, but the slave labor's flown the coop.
no, he's got
Yeah,
more
no,
sons.
he's
He
got
got more
one there.
sons.
Oh.
Yeah, that one might have flown the coop, but he's got extra. He raised
Extras?
Yeah, he's extras. Yeah, and at home in debt. So
Yeah, Robert. Thank you for showing us. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
it.
awesome.
yeah, it was a lot of fun, and thanks for taking your time. So, so give us a little pan zoom of what you got going on here. Do us a little panoramic.
Before it gets dark.
Yeah, so do a little
Okay.
side to side. Let's just take one more look at your
Now that's
place.
smoke from the California fires, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like he's in the mountains. He's way up in altitude, and
Oh.
no neighbors. I mean, how nice would it be to be a hammer operator at his place, right?
Right. Quiet on the bands as well. I'm
I mean,
sure.
Or just
Yes,
a
it
hermit.
is. Yeah.
Look at that, amazing.
Wow. I'd probably flown over his house.
You probably have.
Because you're up in the practice area. Well, you're not in the practice area. You're a little bit below it, but that's where we fly.
Yeah, there's a
Nice.
lot
Yeah.
of planes that fly over here, do barrel rolls, and there's
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff they do up here.
Yeah, the practice area is Cow Canyon Road, up the Lee Canyon Road, the base of the mountain down to 93 or 95 or whatever heck number it is out
What-
in that area.
What's your choice of coax for those long runs that you have? Those towers. Just curious.
I use the LMR 400.
Do you? That figured you out. I knew you were going to say that. That stuff's not that super expensive. So, I mean, super cheap. So, I know you've got quite an investment there. So, Yeah,
I got good performance out of it, and it's withstood all the sun that is. Some of
Has
these
it?
cables have been up for 7 or 8 years now.
oh, is that right? Yeah.
Wow.
Good. Well, thanks for wearing the shirt, man. That's our logo.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank
We're,
you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, yeah.
I can't wait for the barbecue that you're going to have for us.
Yeah.
still wanna know what
that
the
would be
other
that
hobby
building
is.
over there.
Yeah, I haven't heard about the barbecue till just now, so I'm ready for that barbecue myself now.
We'll
We'll be
probably have to
bugging
put the
you
building.
about it.
Well, you gotta put the building up to go to the barbecue.
Yeah. So thanks for taking your time, and if you want to just hang out, you can. We'll bring our other guest on and just hang out and comment if you'd like to. It's up to you.
Okay.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Appreciate
Robert.
you. So that's Robert, N7RSL, one of our super active members. And if you go to his QRZ page, you'll see on there that he says a proud member of the Las Vegas DX Foundation. And
Is there a website?
there's a website, yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know. It's a news site, folks.
lvdx.club.
Oh,
LVDX.
I think. Let me.
Okay, so
double-check
before we drill down on
that.
this,
Yes, lvdx.club.
LVDX.club.
Yep.
That's pretty simple and nice, super nice. So that's our website. So I guess we should link it on the. I should make a note of that because I forget. There's a guy here.
I just looked it up.
There
Okay,
you go.
okay, so
Oh,
Sharon's really good about that. And so also want to announce that we just, Andrew and I discussed it today, and it was about this time last year that we started our club, and the way we started our club really was we wanted to do DXing in the mornings, and we seem to always team up in the mornings, Andrew and I. And one morning we picked a frequency and we started calling CQ, and I just put up my first 4-element quad, and we started getting responses from Europe. So this is the time of year on 20 meters where in the mornings you get Europe, and nevertheless, so we every day we were pounding into Europe like you read about, and then we built our club based on that little net that we started. So the announcement is we're going to start the net back up again. The net fell apart when my tower fell.
so with the quad
And it's
fell
been
apart.
it's been about it'll be a year, October 26th, and so we're about there again. So the propagation is going to be the same or better now that cycle 25 is we're 1 year further along in the cycle 25, and it's showing some incredible improvements as well. So
Oh, Andrew just posted in the chat room that Robert rocks. So there you
Very
go.
nice. And so we're going to start that. It'll be at 8:30 in the morning. 7 days a week, and we'll have different people leading the net. But it's a DX net, and we'll do it in the general class. We'll make an announcement and post it on the Facebook page and on the website too. What frequency and what time exactly to expect that. Anybody's welcome to come and join us too. We've got lots of members now, so it's our members, and we're chasing DX, and it's the pile-ups were biblical last year. They really were, and it was amazing. And we got the Indian Ocean. We got everything, man. It was a lot of fun. So
Oh, Jesus.
that's an announcement. And our dear friend that we had as a guest.
Hang on one
oh, go
second.
ahead.
I need you to mention the Echo link real quick
That's what I was
before we
doing.
forget.
That's why I was actually going there. So the Echo link is from our dear friend who's on our show, VU2 RBI, and a wonderful woman. It's a celebrity and but the most important female amateur radio operator in all of India, if not the most important amateur radio operator in India, hands down. And she has a net that she supports, and she's on there. And it's if you can read that, it's at 12:30 GMT and 1800. I guess it's Indian time, which is 6 o'clock their time, which means it'll be 6 o'clock Vegas time, which but in Eastern Standard Time it's it'll be 9 o'clock. So if anybody's interested, I'm going to post that onto our Facebook page, our Facebook group page. That's the Las Vegas DX Foundation. Just do a search on that and join. It costs you nothing to join, and everybody's allowed to join. So, and you'll find that link there as well. And we'll try to add it to our website as well. And if you have any questions about that, please feel free to call in or just PM me.
All right.
All right.
I think we have somebody on standby, don't we?
Okay, we do. So our next guest is an amazing person. He's been a ham radio operator for a long time.
Super nice guy.
And, he got the most. He's very well known in amateur radio on the air. He conducts a very famous net on 40 meters. It's the Danny net, and it's on 14.1656. Sorry, 7.156 most nights, depending on noise or whatever. And so it's the Danny list, and that's ZS3D, Danny, down in South Africa, and he is the main net control operator for that net. And he's a hell of a guy, and he's one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet. There's nothing this guy doesn't know about in amateur radio. Seriously, I mean, it's a pretty amazing. And anyway, his name is Michael Mueller, and thanks for coming on WN9 ANF. How you doing, Michael?
Pretty good.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, I run
Okay.
the net a couple times a week. We tend to spread it around. I was running it 7 days,
Wow.
but I had to leave town for take care of some things back in Illinois. So, in my absence, they decided to have.
Oh,
Oh, we lost you, Michael.
Wait, what's going to happen there? You must have hit something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Michael, come back.
Well, Michael temporarily left the building, and
Hopefully he makes a comeback.
I know
Unlike Elvis.
he'll be back in a moment. And if anybody can resolve a technical problem, it'll be either the guy sitting over here in front of me, or it'll be that guy right there, Michael. So,
The guy that went MIA.
but Michael's such a nice guy. He's also he's really brilliant. He can design and create things that you wouldn't think about. For example, he's very knowledgeable about noise, RFI, and he's a great guy to have in a club. Trust me. You need an amp guy. You need a repair guy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need a noise guy, right? He's the noise guy, but he's a lot more than just a noise guy. But he knows how to find noises to the point that we have a new stadium here in Vegas. It's the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders will be playing and other games, whatever. It's our big stadium now, and our football team. Anyway, they were generating noise in the amateur UHF.
Oh, he's back.
Is he back?
Michael
Okay.
back?
Yeah, we don't know
And-
what happened to him, but he's
And
back.
he found that noise. He has the ability to locate noise. We're talking about all the way across town. This guy found out where that noise was being generated from, like 20 dB over 9, just on one frequency, and he was able to sniff that out and confront these people and have that system entirely changed around at the stadium. And I mean, that's what I mean. You need a guy like that in your back pocket, man. Period.
We need to see his
And,
special vest.
And that's not the only thing. He did something else that's probably one of the most important things that could have ever happened in Las Vegas for us amateur radio operators. And I'll let him talk about it too, but I want to just talk about first. The city of Las Vegas has been historically anti-antennas and anti-tower, and that goes for a lot of America and HOAs, etc. Well, Mr. Mueller here, he put a tower up, and he knew he was going to face the music. He lives in a real super nice area in Summerlin. He knew that there was going to be probably a complaint, but he wanted to have it established first and then confront city council. And we're talking about Las Vegas City Council, who doesn't. They had how long had it been since they had approved a tower, Michael?
Well,
Before you got to him.
the last guy, according to the city attorneys, in one of my meetings, they mentioned that the last guy that tried to get you have to have a special use permit.
Okay.
So once I put it up, they found I didn't do any of that, and they told me I had to file, and they gave me a runaround for a long time. But once they realized that there was a Nevada revised statute plus the PRB1, which is basically what the Nevada revised statute says, with me on this, and they told me the last guy that even tried to get a special use permit was in 2006, and they told no, and he went away.
Wow.
Just like that.
I didn't go away.
No, you did not go away. You scared the hell of him, which you did. And,
Yeah.
This guy somehow got a unanimous vote yes on his tower. I mean, the first one in a long, long time. That's groundbreaking. He sets a precedence, if you will, for every amateur in the United States, because what you're talking about, the FCC rules, and is the PPR one is also that's a national rule as well, right? Is it federal?
That is the FCC rules.
Okay, right, gotcha.
PRB 1. Now, there's a
PRB1.
Nevada revised statute on the books that also is basically a rewrite of PRB 1, and they used to laugh at all these laws and stuff until I kept reminding them of this. And once they did some digging, they found that they had to reasonably accommodate me with my tower. That's how it reads, you know.
That's a
And
test
Exactly.
question also.
And so you went ahead and said, okay, if I've got to go in front of the council, I'm going to go in front of the council. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to show them what's written, what you know is facts, and present that, and stand on what you believe in. And that's what you have to do sometimes, because they're like these HOAs can be kind of bullyish to people, and that they think they have the legal right to do that, and perhaps sometimes they do in HOAs. But when it comes to the United States, the federal law is the top dog, right?
Supersedes.
pretty much, yeah. The city attorney, well, I went through a two-step process. I had to go before the planning commission in a full meeting down at a city hall, and they gave me a runaround and did some things, and basically I appealed it and took it higher. I had to go to the
So they said no, and
yeah,
then you
they
appealed
said
it.
no, basically.
Okay.
Well, they played with me. They the day before the meeting, they called me down and had me sit with them, and after they had an expert there, which was a ham. The expert kept telling. I knew the expert. He kept telling them how bad they needed me in the city, you know, with my equipment and the things I have in times of emergency. So, you know, the city attorney that was at that meeting and the two people from the planning commission left the room and had a little private meeting, and then they came back and asked me, well, could I take down this existing tower and put a crank up tower up in its place? And I couldn't answer that because there's been a lot of work done to put this tower in, a lot of cement, a lot of rebar. I didn't quite know how I would get this one down and actually put another crank up tower in its place. So I told them I couldn't answer that. I didn't know. And at that meeting the following night with the planning commission, they basically played a game with me and told me that they had to accommodate me, and their accommodation to me was that I could put a crank up tower up, and I refused, is what they said. So I appealed it, took it to next step was to go before the city council and the mayor, and I had some help internally in City Hall and had lots of meetings up on the 7th floor. And, eventually we came to an understanding that the crank-up tower would not be a viable option, because they figured if I could crank the antenna appear from the neighbor's view. Well, that's not going to happen because of the tower is 2 feet off the back of the house, and the antenna cannot come down past the roof line. And it would look more ominous down at hovering over my roof than it would be in 67 feet in the air. So they agreed with me there, and we did some negotiating, and I had to go before the city council, and I explained what I was doing, and then the city attorney had to chime in because I mentioned the NRS and the PRB1, and he explained to the mayor that I had limited the federal protection with my tower, being I'm a federally licensed amateur radio operator. And so ultimately, when the voting came down, I got 7 yeses. All the city council people and the mayor said yes. So
And so the Las Vegas City Council meeting is like going before the Senate back in the Roman days, right? I mean, it's like Las Vegas, the city of Las Vegas. You've got Mayor Goodman up there, right? You know, her and then all of her minions, if you will. God bless them. I'm so glad they voted yes for you. I'm not going to call them bad names, but all of the city council people voted into Las Vegas, and so they run a lot of stuff. They don't just run that; they run this entire city. And they really don't have a lot. I don't think they're scared of anything, but somehow you were able to get that done, and something. It set a path for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Without you having done that, we'd still be back with that guy in 2006. You know, what I mean, with a bunch of no's and nobody with the courage or the insight to follow through like you did. So thank you very much. The entire community owes you. Thank you for that. Not only here, but I think around the United States. It's a precedent that could be that would really that I think that it's important for the information to get out. Maybe even QST to publicize it, so that people know. We need examples like that, because Las Vegas City Council is a big deal, and it's like New York City. Okay, if in that respect, it's high priority stuff, and very serious people, and you were able to go up against the giant and win, and for us, and I really appreciate that. So that's how I feel about that. And
All right.
thank you.
Yeah.
And then moving along, so you also do something really important. You've been very consistent at it as well, because this guy needs help. So you guys work a net. Go tell us about your net.
Okay. Did I cut out earlier in the middle of this thing, or
No, you're good. Don't worry about that. No, we
Okay,
stopped.
we're talking about the Danny List net. Here,
Right. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. We meet every night on 40 meters. We put together a list of amateur radio operators that hold an advanced or extra class license to have an opportunity of working ZS3 Delta down in Uppington, South Africa. It's pretty straightforward. You get on the list, and Danny actually calls the list from his end. So there is absolutely no pile-ups. Every now and then we get someone in there that doesn't understand it's a list operation, and in between him calling folks, they get in there and start calling, but we chime in and tell them it's a list operation, and they go away usually. We tend to do this every night. Tonight we had off because Danny still works, and I had to leave at about 3 a.m. in the morning to go to a job site. So this gave me the evening off, which allowed me to be here with you.
And we're really grateful. See, we got. I think I was going to give him tonight, but I got lucky and we got him on. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it works out. I pretty much talk to him every night. There's been very few nights I can't talk to him. Right now the propagation's been a little squirrely, except last night. Now he was 5 and 9 plus 5 here, and I got a 5 and 9 out of him on his end. But there was a lot of other folks that did not talk to him. They had trouble hearing him. That little antenna up at 67 feet, that Mosley 40 Shorty, works out real well. I find there's been hardly ever a night that I haven't been able to talk to him down there, no matter what the propagation is.
So basically, you bought an antenna that would fit to help you run the net better, right? So it's basically for you put all the money for a service to the amateur community that you perform basically, and
yeah, I wanted a 40 meter antenna up there because there's very few hams in the area in times of an actual emergency that have a sizable antenna on 40 that can do the intermediate range communications and long range communications.
exactly, yep.
Okay.
And so your towers. Tell us about your tower and how you did your towers. It was really amazing. I watched the whole thing. I learned a lot watching you build that tower, and I got to help you put your antennas up there and part of the tower as well. So I got to see what you did. But it's a very he built the. I'll just say that he built the foundation unlike any I've ever seen before. I guess I don't know if it's the standard in the commercial world. I know you have a lot of experience in the commercial world with that genre, but you just grounded in a way that I've never seen before. And just tell us about that. Go ahead.
Well, okay. I started off with a hole in the ground, which was a little bigger than 6 foot square. So 6 foot square, 6 foot deep, pretty much. And
Okay.
I had to build we did the grounding system actually in the bottom of the hole. There's ground rods in each corner of the hole, and they're all tied together in a couple of different fashions down there. And then there was a conductive powder called Ultrafill that's made by Harger. Harger is a grounding company. I used to be their distributor in Las Vegas when I ran the wire and cable business.
I've never even heard of doing a tower like that before.
Yeah, so I poured that. I just wanted that aids in my ground conductivity. So
Right.
I poured a bunch of that down, then I had to throw a couple inches of sand over that, and then the rebar cage in the bottom went down there with its standoffs under it, and we put the tower section in at that point, and I had a house bracket up at 20 feet, so we tied all that together, and that house bracket has really reinforced the roof.
Yeah, that's another whole topic right there. The way you designed and went the extra mile to secure that bracket was that literally that if the tower were to fall, it would take your entire roof with it.
Yeah, there's a 4x4, 10 foot wide up there behind the other pressure treated piece of lumber on the outside of the house, the 1x6 that goes 10 feet across. So there's 5/8 bolts going through, and it's going through everything. The outside 1x6, and then the house. Then it's backed up with a 4x4 behind it. And actually, there's more aircraft cable back there going across the 4x4, running back to some other vertical structures in the attic with turnbuckles to really keep it where it can't move toward the back. If the tower wants to go anyplace, it can't go back toward
Right.
the backyard. That house bracket's not going.
7 feet with a giant 40-meter 2-element beam on it. Okay, y'all. This is
Right.
Las Vegas. We get rogue winds here that would blow anything down. Okay, and he's just at chromoly 22-foot from the DX Engineering, I guess is what you use
Right.
for your mast, and that thing weighs about 1,000 pounds.
It weighs 125 pounds.
Well, it feels like 1,000 pounds if you're
I
trying to
know,
handle
I
it
know.
up in the
was a
air.
job. We had to put it down the middle of the tower
Yep.
as we
A lot
before
of
we
planning.
built the tower.
That's right.
And we had to pull it up to the top through the middle to get it where we needed it at. But it's got a lot of rebar down hole. It's all 7/8 rebar. There's a bottom part of the cage. There's a top just below the surface, about 6-7 inches, and vertical structures. It's an actual cage. Before we even poured the cement,
Wow.
you could jump up and down on the rebar, and it didn't move because everything was tied together so well. Then there is the ground. Actually, one of the ground rods come up through the side of the hole. It's encased in PVC because you don't want anything to do with the ground actually touching the concrete.
Okay, I know that.
Yeah, so that comes up. It's encased in PVC. It comes out of the top, then has a jumper over to the tower from there. A lot of rebar. I had to tie this was all done in an existing concrete pad out there, so I had to cut the big hole in the pad and go down with jackhammers to get all the cleachy out of the ground.
I remember all that construction you did. It took quite a while. It had to dry for a month too, right?
Yeah, we had to let the concrete dry
Yep.
for a month, and
21
it
days.
works out well. It worked out real well. It's not going any place. It's already had some winds well over 60 miles an hour, and it just laughed at that. So we'll see how it goes.
So you have what, was it 45 or 50 foot of Ron 45?
Actually, it's 55 out of the ground, and
Okay,
the
55
mast,
out of the ground.
the mast is about 14 feet above that.
Okay, got it. So that mast comes out of your rotator, and it goes right through the thrust bearings out the top, about 14
Right.
feet. So it's 22 foot, 14 foot sticking out, and the beams at the very top of that.
Right.
And that's a lot of leverage. And so I've had I've had tower failures. I mean, I've had lost entire towers and antennas. And with guy wires on it too here in Vegas. The winds here are crazy. They just truly are. But
Yeah.
but his place is. Oh yeah, right. We're sitting in a studio right now with a big antenna on top of the studio that got blown over. Anyway, but that thing is really rock solid. It really is, and to the point that it'll tear a rotor up before it'll do anything to the tower, right?
Yeah, it's done that already. We know how that
Oh,
works.
no.
But I'm changing all that. I'm putting 2 thrust bearings in.
Oh, you are.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm doing, when we put the rotor back in, though, well, there's a different rotor plate because that original rotor plate
Right.
was the problem being the rotor didn't actually the bolt holes didn't line up, so I had to re-drill some things. So I know that was a little off center, but I wasn't expecting it to cause any real issue. So there's a new plate going under the rotor. Then there's 2 more rotor plates above it with double thrust bearings going to be
Wow.
in the tower. I've got another brand new thrust bearing and another plate to mount one in.
Hey, I'm going to send you a photograph real quick, Aaron. I'm pretty sure I can pull it up with the time that we have of his 2-element. Maybe have a video I'll send you.
What'd you call that? The Shorty 40?
It's Mosley, which is a very famous, and the company's been around for a long time as well. They've been around since the 50s, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Well, what do
They
you remember
build
when?
a real good antenna. They build a great.
Do you remember what month we put that thing up? What month that was? It was
Oh,
2000. It was 2020, right?
yeah, I'm gonna guess April or May.
Can we pull through Google right here in April or May? So we're coming up on it now.
I'm
I'm gonna shoot
guessing.
this over and because his antenna is really amazing. It's beautiful and it's just beautiful. The words can't really describe it, but this photograph will. As soon as I locate it here, I'm in July.
You take too many pictures.
I do take a lot of photographs. I'm glad I do.
Yeah.
I took a couple from up on top of it too, as well. I
Oh, yeah.
got the honor of actually being. I was okay. I'm gonna brag. I was the guy on the top of the tower, standing up. That when they we hoisted up the 2-element 40-meter beam, and I was the one that got to land it. And
Yep. I
And,
was on the
and it-
roof, guiding it up. Yeah.
and you have to have faith in God. Okay, so
That's
so
right.
it's basically you gotta have faith in the person who built the tower and the base in the foundation. So I knew I was okay on that. I mean, because your mind, your instinct for survival will tell you to don't do this. You have to overcome that. So I did. And okay, here you go. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Okay, and anyway,
Waiting, but no pressure.
my fingers can only walk so fast. Okay.
Oh, no, come on.
There's
this
one. I'm gonna give you another one too. That might be a video. That might be a video.
I'm going to bring Robert in for the last few minutes.
Okay, sure.
Robert's on as well.
Let me get one more. Here it is, right here. Yeah.
See, I don't have any. Hi,
Okay, I'll
Robert.
give you one more, Aaron.
You're back.
I'm back.
Did you get that, Aaron?
I'm checking.
It's on your regular text messages.
Oh, text.
Yeah. Should I send it? We send it in
Messenger would be easier.
Messenger. Okay, I'll just send this one in Messenger. Okay.
Anyway, we're losing time, so.
We're losing time.
Hey, Robert, welcome back, man. Were you listening to all this?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, pretty impressive, huh? You've not been over to his house before? Oh, yeah, you have been over there, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple
you-
times. I call him Mr. Tidy.
Yeah,
It is very
that's right.
clean.
We you and I went over there one day and messed with the 6-meter. Okay, I just sent this one to you, Aaron. I'm gonna send the other one to you as well.
But we dead air.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'm trying not to do the dead air thing, but okay. So here you go. Here's another one to you. Now I'll start talking. So these 2 guys right here have they spend a lot of time, money, and energy and invested their lives. So basically, ham radio is their lives. It's like ham radio is my life, and it reflects in what they've created, and it's very, very impressive. And and I've been wanting to get these 2 guys on, and I had to struggle to get these 2 guys on. Michael's busy, and Robert is busy too, and they're just coordinating everything. And I'm really glad I got both of them together at the same time. It was awesome, and so I appreciate you guys coming
there
on.
we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got it. Okay, there you go. And that's when we first got it on there. That's without it being extended all the way up the 14-foot past the top of the tower. Yeah, that's the day we landed it right there. Pretty
Yeah.
sure. You can see that big the big where it's mounted onto the house up on the upper part of the house there. That contraption is really, really heavy duty, and that's where it goes through that door right there into your attic, I guess, and that's where you have all those cables and everything else attached to the house. And we built. Oh, sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. Michael built that on the roof of that house, completely finished on the roof. And so when he called me over, the day we were going to land it, I just came over and basically just climbed the tower and There you go, right there. That's it in its full glory right there. You see how high the mast comes out of the top of the tower? That's pretty impressive, huh? I
That's
think that's
cool.
very, very impressive. Are you still there, Michael?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've got some video too. I got a bunch of stuff, and that's a beautiful, clean. I can't believe there was even a complaint about that thing. I mean, I know its wingspan is as large as a 747, but no, just kidding.
Yeah.
And
Not quite that big.
I mean, you gotta admit there's a beautiful antenna, and there's a lot of wind load on that antenna. I'm not sure do you remember what the wind load is? Manufacturing wind load.
I don't recall right now.
It's got to be at least probably not eight or nine.
I
square.
think so, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot of wind load for to be able to sustain. You've had it up over a year now, so for it to
Oh, yeah.
survive.
Year and
Been
a
about
half.
A year and a half. Yeah.
I
And,
think.
that's pretty
Almost.
outstanding. Well, Sharon, do you have anything that you would like to ask?
Well,
or?
you know, you mentioned Robert's second hobby. What is it? You never finished that conversation. up.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to cross over, but now that we've got this dead time, yeah. Tell us about your other, because Michael's got quite a few as well. He shares one with you. You can already tell us about it. What's the other hobby, the big hobby that you do?
Well, I'm also a musician, but my hobby has evolved into recording bands. I have recorded all kinds of bands. I'm a live sound engineer. I worked with some fairly big names in the U.S. Back in the day when Ricky Skaggs and Nicky Green.
Oh, nice.
Lee Greenwood
Right.
was
Right.
Oh,
big. Janet Jackson, a few other people.
Oh,
Yeah, I did some state fairs up in Washington,
cool.
stuff like that. Large PA system, but I've reduced that all down to a Pro Tools recording setup. And my oldest son has a band, and I'm trying to get them signed so I don't ever have to work for the rest of my life.
what is the name of their group?
They're kind of a Christian band. They like peace, prosperity, and personal growth.
Okay.
That's their slogan.
Wow, nice.
They just came off of a 3-week tour with a Christian group.
Awesome.
They went to all the skate parks, and
Okay.
they were very,
Nice.
very, very popular.
What's their
so-
name?
Calamity and Joy.
Calamity
videos.
and Joy. And you shot the
Nice.
videos.
My son is Joy, and the other guy Angel is Calamity because he's very
Mess.
loud. He's
Oh.
very, very.
And
Cool.
I've watched the videos, and the videos are professionally done, and so is the music. And you mixed all the music, and you did the videography as well. Is that right?
Yeah, not the video. No, I
Okay.
do just audio.
Nice.
The audio. Okay, go ahead.
I said I leave the video up to people like Aaron.
Okay, right.
He's a idiot, and I'm an audio nut. So
But there's you take it one more level. I've noticed when I went over to your house and you showed me your recording studio. It's just very professional, by the way. I mean, there's equipment there that nobody else probably has in a home recording studio, right? It's professional stuff. I guess you got it from Wynn or wherever. I don't know where you got your stuff from, but it definitely came out of a casino somewhere. I mean,
Was
it
it
came out of
stamped
a
to Wynn?
big organization. That thing is gigantic. Anyway, but you create music, right? You're not just a mixing. You have the gift of music,
I'm
right?
a composer. I'm a songwriter, composer.
That's right. You create music.
It all
and
ties
producer.
together.
Okay, folks, thank you very much. Michael
Okay.
shares that with you. Michael does a lot of that himself,
Yeah.
just so you know that.
Thanks,
And,
guys.
appreciate you guys very much. God bless, and see you guys. See you guys at the next luncheon. Okay. This is
will.
Las Vegas DX Foundation. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much, Sharon, for co-hosting. And I'm Cliff K5DA. We'll see you guys next week, and have a great week. We'll tell you all about ours next week.